Yo, what's up YouTube? Fohnzii here with another episode of Journey of a Grandmaster. In this episode, we're gonna be giving a kind of like a gameplay commentary for the most part, and I'm gonna be like letting some parts speak for themselves. Like once I go through the sped up version of the early game here, I'm gonna just let the game play out on its own and not talk over it because yeah, this session was it was a long one. It was like 20 games. And we finally hit Diamond 2, and I will definitely be giving like some of my thoughts on the journey so far, but other than that, I wanted to let the gameplay sort of speak for itself this time around, and also wanted to mention that I played in a tournament, what was it, yesterday on Sunday, and made it to the grand finals when I got put into the losers bracket in the first round. I don't want to spoil the results or anything. Gonna upload that somewhat soon. Problem is that I recorded it and I was playing music the entire time, so you know it's not gonna fly with the copyright rules on YouTube. So I'm gonna have to manually, you know, find the replays, record those replays in their entirety from my perspective, and then once I'm ready to make the video, then I would just kind of have to like, you know, give commentary on the game. I was kind of hoping that I could just kind of like give a raw upload of the games and like how I was reacting, how I was talking, so on and so forth, but that's not gonna happen. But yeah, sorry about that. I mean, it should be coming out you know, in the next like 5 days or so, and I'm probably gonna be doing a series from now on called like TourneyMan, right? It's kind of a play on words for journeyman, but yeah, it's gonna detail my experience in the amateur league, starting in D3 to D2, the D3 to D2 tournament. And, you know, as I climb higher, we'll go to D1 to Masters, so on and so forth. And then, you know, we'll go from there, obviously. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say for right now. I'm going to let this game kind of play out on its own, and you can hear my thoughts, my commentary, etc., etc. This game was kind of fun because it's not very often that you get a compliment from your opponent. And it's just kind of like, yeah, as a competitor, complimenting your opponent is not the easiest thing to do. So when someone does, you kind of know that you earned it, right? You kind of like wowed them enough to have them say that to you. So anyways, yeah, I'll let this play out, and I will see you in a bit.
Okay. So, wanna get a mansion, UV. Alright. Probably shouldn't be going up like high ground, but oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna why am I continuing to go Raptor or too much to multitask. Dude, this guy still hasn't gone. Oh, get juked! Oh, get juked! Oh my god! Literally the juke of a fucking lifetime, by the way. Yo, what is up, my big, handsome disruptor? Oh, what are you doing? Got out of control, he's on another hockey. Oh, well, I see what was happening. I mean, I could literally just, you know, kill this guy with literally anything. I can make any unit I want at this point.
Damn, he gave me a compliment. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I know I mentioned that I wasn't gonna include any sort of like discussion content in this video, and I'm still not gonna do it the same way that I have for the other videos, where like I created a script and I thought, pretty hard about what I wanted to say. I kind of wanted to treat this episode more of like a journal entry, because I know that as long as I continue to make videos throughout the year and kind of document the journey, that I'll have plenty of discussions, plenty of like journal entries where I get to vent to you guys, and hopefully you guys can find something that resonates within you as well, and helps you along your own journey. So what I wanted to mention in this episode of Journey of a Grandmaster is that all practice is good, and that we shouldn't tie our self-worth to a MMR number. It's really easy for anybody to kind of get into this this thought process that is almost unintentional. Like, you kind of start to think a certain way and it affects you in a manner that you didn't anticipate initially. So, I mean, growing up in South Florida playing baseball and stuff, people were obviously very hard on me, very hard on everybody who like wanted to take baseball somewhat seriously. And I mentioned this in another video, so I won't like drone on and on about it. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of expectation, right, to perform. And over time, this sort of thing like creates a trained response within pretty much anybody it happens to, that like if you perform badly, you perform under your own expectations, or someone reprimands you for performing under their expectation of what you should have done, then you end up feeling like you end up feeling bad, to put it very simply. You don't feel good about yourself, and it's just not a pleasant feeling overall. So the thing with this is that, like, as kids, I don't think a lot of kids, at least most kids, have like the brain development in place to understand how these factors are playing a role in how we develop as like adults, right? So like, it's hard to stop what's developing as a kid until we're adults, pretty much. So the thing is like, once we become adults, we have to like understand that some of the responses that we developed as kids are very unhealthy for us as adults, and it carries over to a lot of aspects of our lives. And since we're all gamers here, like, I'm pretty sure nobody who watches these StarCraft 2 videos doesn't play StarCraft, and more specifically doesn't play games, and more specifically doesn't play StarCraft. But yeah, as gamers, there is a pretty like,
actually what happens when they're not the big,
it's almost like going to school and getting like a passing grade or like a failing grade. And in games, it's like either ranks or it's the MMR number. MMR numbers aren't used a lot in like a lot of modern games, like Fortnite. Actually, I don't know anything about Fortnite, so that's probably not a good one. But like in StarCraft, we have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and then we have an MMR number attached to it. A lot of games pretty much just have like the medal system, where you're kind of like a certain color, you're kind of like a certain you know, kind of a certain rank, and that's it, right? There's no MMR number attached. But either way, we end up kind of putting so much importance on this number, whether it goes up or down. So like if we lose 5 games in a row, we're absolutely in shambles because we've just dropped like 300 MMR, which means absolutely nothing in the short term, right? Like there's going to be variance in every aspect of our lives, and games are no exception, right? Like in poker, you can be a winning player your entire life and go through 100,000 buy-in downswing or something ridiculous like that. I forget what like the exact variance calculations are, but you know, it's something pretty crazy like that. And we can't expect the journey to be a smooth one. But one thing that can help us is to learn to not associate the number on our account with like how important we are as a person. And I know that sounds kind of silly to say because it's like, oh, Fohnzii, obviously we're much more than a number in a video game. But believe it or not, I know a lot of people, myself included, at some points in my lives, or at some point in my life, where we have definitely felt better or worse about ourselves because of our success in a video game. And to people who don't play video games and aren't competitive, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but it's definitely a thing that happens to a lot of us. And I'm pretty happy I get to have my own platform here where I can vent about this sort of thing, because I realized something last night, and it was honestly, it was very subtle, but it was definitely like just an eye-opener to me of like how much I've moved on from like the unhealthy like ego that was attached to being a certain MMR in a video game or whatever. Because I hit Diamond 2 last night, and it wasn't that like I didn't feel anything. Like I definitely felt some satisfaction from like getting that promotion and stuff, but I wasn't jubilant, right? Is that the word? I don't know. I wasn't ecstatic over the promotion, which like says to me that I understand that the promotion, even though it's like a pretty big achievement or whatever, is not something that defines who I am. Like it's awesome that I did it, and it's awesome that like my preparation and my practice, all the coaching with HuShang and stuff, the discussion with friends, and like the discussion like with the Discord channels and all this sort of stuff, like it's awesome that it paid off, but it didn't make me feel better as a person. And I think that's like a huge milestone for a lot of us to get to, because I know that quitting is very tempting when we start to feel bad about ourselves because we can't progress at something in life, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily be video games. It can be anything. It can be jujitsu. It can be writing a book. It can be so on and so forth. But we should be more focused on the progression throughout the journey than we should be about any number or any rank that is attached to our progress. Because at the end of the day, you are going to go through upswings, you are going to go through downswings. You're not going to reach, like for instance, me, I reached Diamond 2, peak MMR like 3560 or something like that, right? And just because I hit this last night does not mean that I'm going to maintain 3560 like just because I want to. You know, like I have to continue to put in the work, I have to continue to like practice, I have to continue to do everything that I've been doing so far and more in order to continue to progress and in order to maintain the MMR that I'm at now. And that in it of itself is more than enough to feel good about yourself. The fact that you're putting in the effort to get better as a person, because although yeah, it's just a video game and it's supposed to be fun and all this, there's a lot of life lessons to be had from taking on an incredibly difficult task and making progress in that task. Like when I started powerlifting, my first meet, I had less than 1,000 pound total. There's kids in high school who have bigger totals than that, right? Like by a lot. And I never felt bad about myself for my total not being where I wanted it to be. I only ever felt like very happy that I was taking on the journey of like getting stronger, becoming more physically capable. Because one of the things that I struggled with a lot as a younger individual was that I was 6'2", 160 pounds, and I felt like a weakling, especially for my height and my size. So I say that to say that As long as you are taking the steps to become better at something, you are really putting in the effort, you're being consistent. You don't have to be perfect, but you just have to show up. It really is that simple sometimes. You literally just have to show up, put as much effort as you can reasonably for like how you feel that day, you know, what's happening in your life, so on and so forth, and that should make you feel whole. It should give you the satisfaction that you're looking for, that you were previously seeking inside of a number or a rank.
Of course it's
yeah,
Zerg, bro.
but anyways, we're getting towards the end of the video, and it's funny how I said I wasn't going to do a discussion, but I ended up talking about, you know, whatever anyways. But yeah, we got 2 abandons
Well, now I know.
in a couple of our games, and that helped us kind of climb over to the Diamond 2 threshold. So yeah, guys, we are officially Diamond 2, and it's pretty great. Yeah, it's pretty nice that like the practice is paying off, and it's been a super fun journey thus far. And here's the race report for all my ranked games. So previously I thought that I had achieved Diamond 2 in under 650 games or so, because that's what my career game says, but I found out that the race report's more accurate. So 470-ish games. I took this a few games later, but yeah, around 470 games to get to Diamond 2. And I just I wanted to say that like you can do this. You know, just because like nobody is more or less talented, in my opinion. I'll discuss that in another video at some point, probably, for sure. But you can make this progress. I mean, you just have to understand how to learn things, and you will get here. So yeah, guys, I know you can do it. And yeah, I mean, with that, that's pretty much the end of the video. So thank you for getting this far if you have stuck around. You know, same old thing as always. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with whoever you want, share with the community you're a part of. You know, whoever you think can benefit from these sorts of videos, I would appreciate if you could pass it on, because at the end of the day, I don't really care like how many likes or comments or subscriptions I get, but as long as like I can impact someone and help them get better, that's enough. So yeah, thank you guys, and bye.